and he winces in pain. Fuck! I fucking hate my just limping around like my fucking man! Fuck my life! This is one fucking escape I get, and it's shit! And McGregor...
Exchange with him and he'd shoot in. What's happened? Oh my god, McGregor's done already. Well, he's finished. The new boy is in town. The main man's here. Know what I mean? I can become the face of the organisation now. But yeah, great. What a performance from me. Don't want to blow smoke up my own ass, but
but overall, when you're gonna look back at this fight, it's a win on your record. How do you observe it?
Win is a win, you know. A couple of people got wins over me that kind of pissed me off, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they're gonna go down and look in the history books. They're just gonna look at a piece of paper and see a W or L next to your name. So that's what I'm taking it as.
Fair enough, Max. We appreciate your time as always. Congrats.
Excuse me?
Tell me I've got the wrong assumption. I feel your way to win is within 5 to 7 minutes.
I can destroy Max inside 10 seconds. I have knockouts inside 3 seconds on my fighting record. I have Hall of Fame fighters, multiples, Hall of Fame UFC fighters, defeated and destroyed, both together in under a minute. And I can add Max to that. However, don't get it twisted. If we go into these deep waters, Max is going to be in a lot of trouble, badly concussed.
What happened the first time? What happened the first time?
What happened the first time?
Yeah.
You were left in a wheelchair.
You shot.
That's what happened the first time.
You shot.
Once you go back, you don't go back.
You said fights don't even count if you don't knock people out.
You left the arena in Boston. Wheelchair bound.
We are 0-0.
I wheelchair and pull ass out of that octagon.
We are 0-0 to your line, brother. Yeah, I mean, I had the man weak in the knees, I guess.
I with Aspinall, the first one. I couldn't really, I don't brag about that one because it was like this.
Yeah.
Don't do that! No! No!
Mario, did you watch the main event at all? Did you see kind of the unfortunate way that ended?
I seen a little bit. I heard he kind of did like a flying skip knee kind of thing and landed and buckled his knee. It's unfortunate, you know. It's unfortunate.
Every time he throws, like this, and that's that leg. Oh my goodness!
What is going on?
Is it his ankle?
He steps. Now watch his right leg. He steps on it, and right there.
Oh, yep. Yep, you can see it.
Tries to throw it again, and it buckles. It gives out. That's crazy. That is literally crazy. Look, it gives out again.
A one-round war, or, you know, who knew what Conor was capable of as far as cardio or whatever else after a 5-year layoff. And well, there you go. I mean, we're assuming blown ACL. I'm no doctor, but that's what I figured when I saw it, and doctors think the same thing too.
Hey guys, let's give it up for Conor McGregor, guys. What an absolute animal. When we was in here, he kept trying to say, I was trying to come up fight, and he kept not having to fight off. Hey, but you guys are lucky, because there's going to be a Hollywood McGregor tree now. Let's get this fucking money, boys. I understand you'd like to see everyone.
This was literally the very first thing that McGregor did. He came out right. The announcers are talking about he's full of energy, right? It's his first fight out, and he goes and throws this crazy, ridiculous kick, and he lands really awkwardly on that right leg. Now, a lot of people are going to see this. The commentators were talking about it looked like he blew out his knee. I will admit, yes, this position looks like the classic position that you will see with an ACL tear in terms of the rotation of how the foot is externally rotated, the idea that we see a little bit of the knee going inward, the trunk is leaning over his injured side. But what you don't see on this injury is the classic pivot shift that you will sometimes see with an ACL tear. Now, that doesn't mean that this is not an ACL tear, but you at least don't see that stereotypical kind of pathognomonic shift forward of the tibia and then pop backwards like we would if you could confirm 100% that this was an ACL. I think looking at it from this view is a little bit better because we can see kind of straight on. So here he goes and jumps off of that right side, twists as he lands down. This is a after
Messi? You hit his leg already? Oh! Hit his leg already? Conor McGregor? Did he just hit his leg already? Conor McGregor hurt his leg. You're not doing like you risky doing that stuff, bro. He said he's gonna play this.
Flipping around a bit on the mat.
Always looking at the referee. Referee is injured. My belt shot says keep working. Show me that keep going.
Yeah, not good. Every time he rolls, like there's something wrong with his leg. And it's that leg.
Yeah, it's his bad leg.
Is that it? Are you serious? Are you serious?
What do you make of this one at the weekend against Max? You've obviously competed against him before.
I love the bout. A cracking contest, an iconic mixed martial arts contest with yours truly at the helm once again. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited about it, and I'm excited for it.
And just to finish off the back of this, what happens afterwards? You've talked about a second date next year. Do you want it this year?
Yes. Yes, I do. I wish for it this year. Now I've said my piece, and they've said their piece, and let's just get through this one, and I'm fine with that. So I'm going to prove what's what, and then we'll go back and see what's what.
Have you got your eye on anybody that you want to fight?
Anyone, to be honest. Not particularly, no. Not particularly.
Would you class this at the weekend, if you're victorious, as the greatest comeback in UFC history?
Yes, by far. You know, Holloway's body of work inside the Octagon is highly impressive, and he's fought so many men, and you know, to come back and do what I'm gonna do is going to be glorious. It's going to be absolutely sensational.
We don't see that shift. It doesn't mean that an ACL hasn't occurred. Just pointing out that we don't classically see it here to where I can say 100% that's exactly what happened. So going back through this whole sequence again, this was the very start of the fight. McGregor comes down. As he goes and lands, that knee is going to twist and rotate. This is, yes, a compromising position that's challenging on the knee, but we don't see that classic tibia shift forward, pop backwards like you would to confirm like 100% that this is an ACL. The injury at the top of my differential is actually the lateral or the outer meniscus. Whenever he lands here, that is going to put a lot of load and twist on the knee, which can irritate an already injured meniscus or lead to a new injury of the meniscus. Again though, this position, absolutely we have to keep an ACL on the differential. I think though, if we were gonna see the ACL, it would have been in this position. We would have seen that knee rotate a little bit more. We would have seen the tibia shift. So I'm gonna put ACL number 2 behind the meniscus number 1. Either way, just absolutely really devastating. I mean, I remember the last McGregor fight, you know, he broke his leg. So to see him come back here, whether he was injured coming into the fight or this was a new injury, you gotta wonder if this is gonna be the end for him, if he can come back from another injury. If this is just a meniscus tear, that may still be surgical, but that is often a like 3 to 6 month worst case scenario. Sometimes it's even just a month or 2. Obviously, if this is more serious like the ACL, then we're gonna be looking at a much longer absence. That's it for the video. on the list, just pointing out you don't see that classic pivot shift like we have seen in other cases. Subsequent sequences, right, they kept saying he was slipping. He's not slipping. Every time he tried to put any semblance of weight on that right leg, we could see him go down. Again, we really didn't see any continued pivot shift. We didn't see any forward tibia translation on this one here either. This was towards the very end. He steps again to put a little bit of weight on that leg. We can see it's very unsteady, and then just all of his weight kind of collapses as he completely comes up off of that foot. Now what's interesting is when you look at the very last sort of sequence of the fight before it was finally called off, again we're looking at McGregor's right leg here, and if anything you almost see like a forward translation of his femur. So right, whenever the ACL tears, you're going to see a forward translation of the tibia going forward. Here as we kind of go frame to frame, you almost see like his femur looks like it shifts forward. You kind of see that? Now that could just be his weight shift. Maybe he's trying to activate the quad a little bit more and then has pain and it gives out. But it's almost like you see the femur shift forward relative to the tibia, which would not be suggestive or consistent of an ACL. Even on this next step right here, again, we don't really see that classic like tibia shifting forward sort of position. So I actually, seeing all this, my first thought would be
to come back and say like, yeah, no, I want to test myself. I want to even fight again, but I want to fight someone like Max. What do you think it says about him and his hunger still?
It says everything about him. I mean, when you think about it, throughout the history of fighting, tell me somebody who came back after this big of a layoff. I mean, Ali took 3 years and he wasn't the same when he came back. And I think that these are the kind of challenges that a guy like McGregor likes. If he wins on Saturday night, he will do something that nobody has ever done in any.
So, all jokes aside, I just hope he's good. I know Conor been battling some stuff. Looked like he really been changing. He found God. He had his kids in there. So, during the fight, you could obviously tell his demeanor changed, And I was, shout out to the ref. I was trying to tell the ref sooner, like this guy's kids is front row, I don't want to see him take unnecessary damage. Trying to stop the fight, but this is how crazy Conor is. The first time he's on the ground, I was punching him. He's like, fight. I was like, okay. That's why I backed up. I said, stand up then. Let's fight. And then he fell back down, and then the fight was called.
I mean, you've been in the UFC Octagon more than anybody, right? But I just wonder, you knew you had a wounded guy, but it's almost hard for you to stay mentally focused. Like, hold on, remember what we're here to do. I got to go hurt this guy.
Not at all, we killers. But at the end of the day, I'm a human being, I think so. That's why.
Max, there was a lot of preparation. There was a camp at 170. There was a lot of things going on. It lasted a few seconds. Tell me about those couple of seconds and what your takeaway from them is.
I had him weak in the knees. What can I say? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. We got to do a third. Hopefully his injury is not too crazy. I know he was saying that they wanted him back in April. I can do that. That'd be fun. I want to actually feel what this 170 weight cracking and power that he says he has. So maybe we can do it back. Right now I'm just praying for the guy. All jokes aside, as a human being, even when I was in there, you could see me telling the ref, bro, this guy is done. Just let it go. And the referee was telling me, bro, thank you for pushing me because it was a hard spot. He had a hard feeling. And Conor's crazy. Conor was like, fight. I was like, you're fucking crazy, bro.
Oh, he was yelling at you from the bottom?
For the first one, when he first fell down, he was like, fight, I'm good. And when we went down the second time, I could just tell, like, his whole demeanor changed. I was like, bro, let's call this fight,
Max, that's why you are so beloved in this